the time to share. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Extraordinaires. We're all extraordinaires.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Extraordinaires Express. Little mini episodes where we get to delve a little bit deeper into perhaps a topic that we discussed on one of the episodes, which is what we're doing here today. So the episode that launched on March 25th was an episode with very clever, very talented, funny man, Mark Gagliardi. He's the star of CBS's Blood and Treasure. He plays Father Chuck. He's also a Second City alum, and he does, a bunch of wonderful voices. He does Batman and Stars and Stripes, and you also see him a lot on Drug History. He's hilarious, and it's a really good conversation. But in that conversation, we came up with this idea about how we could perhaps lower some of the awful plastic pollution and perhaps reach out to some of the big companies who are the culprits. And, companies like Coca-Cola and Nestle, we see, and Pepsi, we see a lot of this plastic floating around in the waterways and in oceans, and it would be really nice, we think, if we could put a stop to that. So in the Terasa Livingstone YouTube channel, if you go to Mark Gagliardi's episode, you'll see in the comments that I've listed a bunch of companies, the top 4, in fact, the ones I just mentioned, the top 4, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nestle, and Danone, Evian. Now, these are taken from a list that a website called thestreet.com. They did a really great expose on the top 30 global plastic polluters and kind of called them out. So it's I took it maybe just a tiny little step further for you guys if you wanted to be a part of a movement that we could do. On that YouTube comment, you can look down and see the addresses and the phone numbers for these companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And if you felt so inclined, you could send your plastic back to these companies, post it back. If you didn't feel like up to doing that, you could call these companies, you could write them letters. As I said, phone numbers and postal addresses are listed there. There's also the rest of the 30. If you go to thestreet.com, you can see the other remaining plastic polluter culprits. And I just think that if we were to gather together and do something like this, we might be able to inspire these companies. Like, how pissed off would they be? They'll be pissed off hearing that, people are doing something like this. How amazing would it be for them to receive bags and bags of their own plastic? Then they have to take care of doing something with it. Only 9% of all the plastics in the globe are actually recycled at the moment, so we have a really big problem. But if we en masse made calls and wrote letters and did the most annoying thing, which would be send all their shit back to them, maybe they'd be inclined to reach out to other eco-friendly options. There are companies out there who are offering other non-plastic options. So why can't we be supporting them and giving them the billion-dollar contracts to package these products? It doesn't have to be plastic. So if that's something you're interested in and you want to be a part of it, just pop on over to the Mark Gagliardi episode on Terasa Livingstone channel on YouTube, and there'll be all that information. And again, thestreet.com has other info on the top 30 global plastic polluters. Let's get rid of this. Let's work together and be extraordinary, because that's what we're here for. That and to love each other. Take care.
Extraordinaires.